Fantastic. That's the game.
Gann did ring the hospital concerned this morning, and apparently he was advised that the story that appeared in the press this morning was incorrect, and at this stage they don't know what the problem with Grenville Dietrich is, but further tests will be made apparently to ascertain the situation as it is. But let's hope there's nothing serious wrong with Grenville, because he's a great bloke and we'd love to see him back playing football.
Can you get a drink in the hospital?
Yes. Well, hospitals I've been to, you can. After hours. Woodville South yesterday was a very important game for the Warriors. It gave them 3 in a row, and it certainly adds a lot of credibility to their 1986 performance. And let's have a look at the highlights of some of the match right now.
Oh, superb ride.
The crowd starting to build as the mini-leaguers stream onto the ground for their little say. Dickinson got through, couldn't get the footy out. Menzel in there, Hall got it out, now to Hewitt. Hewitt's Nabickler, he lost the football. Martin tried to use his pace, hooks back, and that's a brilliant goal! Brilliantly done, Paul Martin, 100th game, first goal.
Taylor, front position, down to Sewer, touch of the fumbles. Bowman took it well, then got it over to Haylock. Haylock tips in a pass, shot at goal. It's a great kick too. Gee, that's his first goal. Now the ball comes back to Andrew. Andrew Taylor, he was well shepherded by Harris. Bad handball by McDonald. Back to Taylor. Geez, had to work for his kicks today. Back to McDonald again. Now he's on a very acute angle. He puts the kicks on its way. It's swinging back. It's a great goal. Oh, miraculous goal to McDonald. That's his third.
McDonald, cleverly done. Lund got it over there now to Lynch. Harris again, half forward line, pushed off balance, gets the kick away. Out goes Nichols to the left forward pocket. He'll need support from there. Gets away the handball now. Here's a chance there for Bowman. Harris a chance at goal, and he's got another one. Brilliantly done, Bowman. Got it back to Harris. 9th kick, 2nd goal.
Butler over to Christie. Now it's the Panthers' turn to run. It's a long kick looking for Schneebickler. One hand to it, 2 grabs. Beautiful mark, Schneebickler. That's the 3rd time he's done that in this game.
Christie on to David Kapler. Here's a chance for the Panthers. Under pressure, it wobbles off the side of the boot. Philip Walters centre half forward. Ducks out of trouble. Hands it back to Martin. Paul Martin fires into the goal. It's close. It's there. Oh, just what the Panthers needed. Parker, who's battled manfully in the 3rd term, gets it onto Templeton deep in the pocket. He'll have to hook back. He's done that. It's coming back. It's a magnificent shot. Oh, what a goal! Oh, you will not see a better goal than that anywhere, Michael Templeton.
Woodville have been dominant in the ruck department today. Ball comes over the top. He could be their last chance. Bowman, quick handball over to Sewer. Sewer's got time to straighten on the left foot. Spears in the shot for goal. It's through. Oh, incredible time on period. 3 goals to Ralphie Sewer.
Taylor gets rid of Johns. They've had a great battle. The running Harris through the half forward line, has a bounce, heads towards goal, puts it on its way. Brilliant goal! That's the Harris we've known for the past month.
John Menzel has one. Very important kick. He's got underneath that one. The breeze is carrying it though. It just falls short. Davies from behind. The Beckler snapshot. Oh, it's floating. It's floating. The wind's blown it through. Oh, incredible goal. Schneebickler, that's his 4th.
Parker could be first there. Goes for the roundhouse right. Sewer waits his opportunity. Slips it across now. McDonald on the fly. He goes for home with a long one. That's brilliantly done. 4 goals, McDonald. Martin back to Sewer. Zipping, zapping. Back for another little zap, puts out the pass. Taylor, half volley under pressure. Long handball. Harris busts the tackle. Here's a chance now. Templeton fires a goal and pops it through. That could be game, set and match. The Warriors finishing full of running.
It was game, set and match, 23-12 to 17-11. The big victory there. Nichols, fantastic up forward with 7. McDonald with 4. Sewer and Harris with 3 each. For South Adelaide, Schneebickler got 4 and Martin got 3 goals. And Malcolm Blight and Craig Dewhurst are with us this morning. And Malcolm, when you were last here, it was a bit of a crisis, but you're obviously through that.
It's a great game footy now, Malcolm.
But even with 3 victories on end, I mean, you just can't back off. I mean, now is the time to advance, isn't it?
Yes, that's very true. I mean, and it was some 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago that I was here, and it is true. I mean, footy's a funny game, isn't it? We all know that. But you know, in the last 3 weeks, it's been good. You can't do any more than win. And although yesterday I didn't think that we played very well early, I thought South probably on top of us early, and our second half showed, I think, that perhaps we can play footy and kick goals quickly. And I think that when you look back at all the good sides over the years, that they're capable of killing a game off in 5 or 10 minute periods. So that was pleasing.
There were two important things that happened after half-time. You put Parker into ruck, and that made a difference, and Harris's work rate lifted. And when that lifts, Woodville seemed to lift.
Yes, Kevin was down early. Max was on Davies and did a good job on him early, but when Davies took himself off the ground, it just enabled me to throw Max on the ball, give Terry Lewis a spell, and he got his hands to a lot of balls, Max, and Kevin started running to the right spots, and he did work very hard.
One of the interesting things that I noticed yesterday, Malcolm, was the first time I've seen Woodville this year, the fact that your players are now playing with some confidence. They're not just getting the ball and slamming it, they're even coming back around the corner, looking for players, moving it off short, running on, and I guess that wasn't happening, what, 4 or 5 weeks ago?
No, that's true. There's a lot of young players still at the club, and football, I think you've got to keep your cool, and we had far too many young guys that panicked under pressure that wasn't there. The only pressure that they put on themselves was what they did. And I think that just over the last 4 or 5 weeks especially, it's been a lot better from panicking, and a lot of times in football that you give away the ball through lack of thought, and perhaps that's been the improving part of Woodville.
Craig, your second quarter was very good yesterday, 7 goals with the breeze, and you looked $1 million. But then it stops, doesn't it? And it has done in recent weeks. You've had chances to win games and stopped.
Yeah, Kerley said it before that Woodville had the ability to kill sides off, and I think that's just what we haven't got, because almost every game, barring I think against the Bays at Glenelg, we've been up at half-time and just haven't been able to get that killer instinct.
Yeah, well, I've seen the last 3 games that South have played, and you know, you've been in a winning position, Craig, without a shadow of a doubt. It's not the skill factor that's letting you down, and you know, your players are quick, they're alert. You're certainly lacking a bit of height in key positions, but yesterday you had control of the game early, and your players were playing well, but then suddenly in the second half, a combination occurred. Woodville became more desperate. We saw Harris's attack on the ball. There was fantastic, you know, straight in, no turning or twisting off a ball, straight at the ball and create an opportunity. Whereas South boys yesterday, I thought, lacked direction and also lacked confidence, particularly when Woodville applied pressure. They were just getting it and kicking it blindly and letting Woodville back in the game.
The tackling aspect of South Adelaide, Craig, I know that Kerley has been out at least once to have a look at your coaching and your training. And I've heard a few comments that your tackling's perhaps a bit soft.
Early in the game, I thought that we tackled harder than we have been, but it's a confidence thing to know that you can do it. I mean, you know, it's looking at the eyes and not the ball, and that's the point that Kerley's brought up to us. And
but
I think
in your lead up, the draw against Central District was a game that you had it, didn't you? But you let it get away, and then against West Adelaide, the same. Bit of frustration in the club?
Well, I suppose that's what you could call it. Frustration, I don't know. It's a thing that you can't put your finger on. Well, I can't, and I don't think anyone else has. As if they had it, we would have rectified it.
Malcolm, let's go back about 4 weeks. You made, in one game, from 1 week to the other, 7 changes. Now, you're poo-hooed by the press and by the media for making wholesale changes at that stage. Do you think that may have been the turning point?
Well, after you've lost 5 games in a row, I mean, something's got to happen. You've gone with the guys that won a few games early. I mean, I just hate giving guys easy games of league football. I think they've got to earn them. Now, if there's guys playing well in the seconds, they've got to be given the chance. And if guys in the league side, if it's a call to rev up, well, that's certainly what happened. I don't know why everyone picks out on Woodville. Port Adelaide made 6 changes yesterday, and there's very little said about it. I mean, there's times during the season when you get a few injuries, a few blokes lose form, you've got to do something about it.
I just wonder about the predictability of it, though, because some of those blokes know that they're only out, or do they, that they're only out for 1 week?
No.
And that they'll be back in the league side the next week?
No, the only one that came back from that situation was Stephen Nichols, had the 1 game and was back. And the rest have struggled with injuries or still in the twos.
You made a very important statement there, David, poo-hooed by the press. So what?
Yeah.
Now, that's not important.
No.
The important thing is that, like, the press are not... They don't see the games, they're not at training, they're not around the selection table. A coach does what he thinks is best for the club and for the betterment of the team. And I guess if Malcolm's experienced enough to know when to make changes, and if players aren't performing, well then give the kids that are performing the reserves a chance. And then by doing that, you then develop confidence with the kids in the reserves, because if they do put in, they'll get a chance. But if you keep staying with the ones that aren't working, they drop off down below.
Thanks, Craig and Malcolm, for coming in, and best of luck for you, Malcolm, in the games to come.
Yes.
It's a brand new thing with Woodville. If we can see them up there, it'll be
You got the bays this
certainly
week?
great.
Yes, yeah. We managed to win the first round against the Bay, so yeah, the Bay's going to be a lot harder, of course. Their form's a little bit better now, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, in fact, the Warriors' last two performances against the Bays, if you exclude Escort Cup, I'm not sure if they played them in that series, but the last game that they played them last year in the 85 series was very, very good, and of course they beat them in the first round this year. Saturday is a day when the wives look after the kids, but Sunday morning it's a little bit different. We've got some lovely kids there, and they've been looked after by their father.